And today I'm going to make one of my favorite dishes. It's called mahshi. And mahshi literally means stuffed. And you can stuff just about any vegetable you can think of. We do stuffed cabbage, stuffed grape leaves, we do stuffed peppers, potatoes, onions, tomatoes. You can even do stuffed paper. The stuffing is so good it doesn't matter what you stuff it into. And today though I'm going to make stuffed grape leaves. And this is one of my favorite things because it reminds me of my grandparents' kitchen where we'd have all of our aunts, all of your grandmas, and your great aunts in the kitchen gathered together, and we'd all just watch them in amazement. I mean, it just goes to show you that 8 aunts in the kitchen, it's never too many aunts. And they would just, go to town. Everybody would have their own role, My mom might be making the filling while my other aunt might be, toasting spices. And then you've got 3 or 4 aunts that are rolling because that takes the most time. And the kids would watch in amazement at this machine of my aunts at work. And then slowly by slowly they would let us take on a role. Like I would get to toast the spices when I was your age. And then when I got a little bit older, I would get to make the filling. And then when I got to the age where they trusted me, because it was the hardest job, I get to actually roll the grape leaves. And that was no joke. I mean, that was like top honor. Not all the kids in the family got to do it. You had to prove yourself because it's easy to tear the grape leaves and it's easy to stick them to the bottom of the bowl. And it's really easy to mess them up. So finally, when I earned that right, I knew that I was on my way to cooking. And so this is about me being influenced by my Mediterranean, Middle Eastern, North African heritage and being able to pass that love for all those spices, all those flavors, and the nurturing that the food brings to the table. So it's Mama Mimi, food that nourishes the soul and feeds the body. So let's get to it. Let's make something. I'm going to show you how to make mahshi, which we said is what, Sophia?
Stuffed grape leaves.
Okay, and first, what we do is we've got our little mise en place created. So we've got our chopped carrots, we've got onion, we've got a little bit of dill. I love to do the dill. And then we've got some tomato paste. And this is what it ends up looking like when it's all done. But we're going to combine it together. So we've got our ground lamb here. And I've also got some long grain rice. This is jasmine rice. And we've cleaned it 3 times just to get all of the talc off. And then I've also got some spices here. The key to North African cooking is just this unbelievable array of spices. And I remember growing up, my grandfather would take me to this neighborhood called El Atarin. And that was the spice market. And oh my God, you'd walk around and you'd smell this unbelievable melody of fragrances, sweet and pungent and sour and salty. And, the colors, I mean, these rich ochres and browns and greens, and you just wanted to scoop them all and smell them all. It was like perfume. And we'd go and we'd get a little bit, and my grandfather would let me try, anything that I wanted to try. We'd come home and experiment with it. So really the basis for my cooking is about flavoring with spice, because then you don't need as much fat. It makes it a little bit healthier. So today, we're going to start with cinnamon and sumac. And sumac is a spice that comes from the sumac berry. It's very indigenous to the Middle East. It's got, smell it, honey. What do you think that smells like? Take a big whiff. What is it? Can you describe that smell?
It almost smells like artichoke.
Artichoke. Well, it's got this really, it's a berry, but it's kind of a bitter, pungent tasting berry that's got a little bit of a sweet note. So when it's added to something like a lamb or, combined with a cinnamon, it's a really nice flavor. So the first thing that I do is I toast my spices. And the reason that I toast them is because by toasting them, the heat releases some of the oil that is naturally in there, and it just creates this really nice, deeper flavor profile. So I'm putting in just a little bit of the sumac because a little bit goes a long way, and I'm going to toast it with the cinnamon, and I'm going to add a little bit of ground black pepper, and just let that go and move it around on the heat for about 3 minutes. You want to see that, honey? So once we get that going, it's going to turn a nice darker brown. So we'll let that go on medium heat, and we'll keep our eye on it. And in the meantime, what I'm going to do is I want to have you start combining everything. So we've got the ground lamb here, and basically it's going to end up looking like this when it's all done. So we've got all of our mise en place already measured out. So all I want you to do is just combine everything into the bowl, and then when you're done, you can mix it around. So we've got our rice and all of the spices, and already you can see it's starting to turn a nice, rich, almost like a clay color, like that pottery color, which I love these pottery dishes. I cook in them all the time. And, you know, the thing about cooking is how great is it to be able to bring your kids into the kitchen and show them how to do it. I mean, I feel so thankful that my aunts and my grandparents and my mom and my grandfather, who was an amazing cook, let me come into the kitchen with them, because otherwise, you know, it's really hard to learn how to do it when you're on your own, and, you know, after you've grown up already, it's almost like you have to go backwards. So you start at this age, and then you don't have to worry about it. They cultivate a love for the kitchen, and that love for the kitchen and love for food and feeding other people is an amazing gift. So I'm gonna add these spices in. Sophia, if you can watch out. Just going to add these in while they're still warm. It actually adds a really nice flavor and smell. Can you smell that? Doesn't it smell good?
I can really smell the cinnamon.
Yeah, the cinnamon smells amazing. And then once you combine all those things, hun, did you get all of this in there? Okay, mix it up real good and actually flatten it out with the back of your spoon. Okay, so we've got our grape leaves, and you can buy this at most Middle Eastern stores. And it comes packed in this really, really soupy brine. I don't know if you can see this, so I'll get a little bit closer, but it looks like that. And when you blanch them for about 5 minutes, it'll remove all of that off, but it'll still keep that nice salty flavor. Just squeeze it with a little bit of lime. So we took those out, and we put them between little paper towels to absorb some of the extra moisture. Now we can get rolling. All right? Let's roll, baby. Okay, so what we're going to do is, there's 2 sides to every grape leaf. There is the veiny side and the not veiny side. And the not veiny side is the one that needs to keep to the outside. So we're going to place the rice mixture on the veiny side. So it goes like that. We've got a perfect little leaf.
Feels veiny.
Because you are my perfect little leaf.
Oh. And
then, so let me show you how to do one, and then you can do your own. So we've got the leaf here, the veiny side up. I'm going to take about a teaspoonful of the mixture, not too much, because if you overstuff them, when you steam them, it's going to start to ooze out, and it'll tear that leaf, and then that will not be so pretty. So we've got a little bit, just like that. Like that. And then you take the corner of the leaf and start to roll up, almost like a little burrito, if you've ever rolled a burrito. And you tuck the corners in, and as you roll and tuck.
Tuck and roll.
Tuck and roll. And as you roll, you also kind of push down on it so that it stays nice and compact. And then when it cooks, it won't fall apart.
Voila.
Voila. C'est magnifique. It's a beautiful little package. Okay? So we're going to do the same with yours, Sophie.
Okay.
Okay, and I'm going to put the mixture in there for you. And the rice and the herbs and the ground lamb and everything will get beautifully steamed all at the same time together, so you don't have to worry about anything cooking faster than the other. So what are you going to do first?
I'm going to do the sides.
Yep.
Here.
And then you're going to...
Then do the sides.
Which is called the tuck.
Tuck. And then we start to roll.
The tuck and roll. It's the perfect technique. We'll do one more, and then we'll show them what they look like when they're done, which I believe that we have eaten half of the pot already, because the smell...
Somebody finished them.
The smell was just too good to resist. I don't know what to say. I'm speechless. It was so good. Okay, so I'm going to tuck and roll, just like Sophia did here. Wait a second. Let me take a time out because I need to observe her beautiful rolling technique here. This is perfect.
Thank you. I'm touched.
Tears to my eyes. I'm so proud. Okay, and then what I'm going to do, this one was a little unruly, but that's okay because it's still going to taste good, even if it doesn't look perfect. And when you roll 40 or 50 of them, you might get a couple that don't look perfect, but that's okay too. And it came out all right, right? Voila. Okay, so now that we've got them all rolled, we cook them in the rice cooker. Now, if you don't have a rice cooker at home, you can steam them on your stovetop, but I love this tool because it seems to cook everything just the perfect amount, especially rice. It never leaves it crunchy, and it's so mess-free. You know, you've got everything in your lovely little steamer basket that's cooked up for about 45 minutes. And in the bottom of this, I used some tomato and chicken bouillon so that flavor from the bouillon, smell that, smells nice, helped to steam the stuffed grape leaves, the mashing, and give it that extra nice little flavor. So we've got our stuffed grape leaves, and I'm sure you want to try some more because I just
Okay,
do. So what I've got is a yogurt salad that I always make. I make it with almost everything, and it's Greek plain yogurt, and I've got a whole lemon, the juice of a lemon. I've got some fresh dill, Persian cucumber, which looks like this. It's seedless, which I prefer that flavor. And then I've got 3 garlic cloves crushed, a little bit of sea salt, and voila, there you have it. So I'm going to put some of the yogurt sauce at the bottom. Sophia loves this.
Oh, yeah.
We eat it with grilled beef, grilled chicken, grilled seafood. You can have it vegetarian. And by the way, the stuffed grape leaves too, you can make vegetarian very easily. Instead of the ground lamb, I would add in some currants and maybe some pine nuts. Our little stuffed grape leaf meze, our small plate. So, do the honors, Sophia. Will you be our taste tester? Is it good?
Yes. It's very, very good.
On a scale of 1 to 10?
9, 10.
Wow. Now that's amazing because you think about it, you might not even think that your kids will try something like this, but here's proof. They will.